Sun and Moon Mother is about our natural cycles. So we wake up and we go to sleep, we're active and we rest. Sometimes we're striving, sometimes we're just allowing. So these cycles are the basis of our sense of safety, our sense of regularity, and it supports our nervous systems, just being able to feel calm and relaxed. So some of these things are predictable and they're routine, and that comfort is especially good in early motherhood when virtually any moment something can be derailed by unanticipated needs of a child or an adult, as the case may be. And so being able to root into the ways that those cycles work for us is really important. So working with Sun and Moon Mother, we can look to those strengths and we can say, if our strengths are helping us build a rhythm to our life that feels like regular and comforting, then we can notice what it is that we do every day. So we might get up in the morning, we might eat breakfast, we might wash our hands and then get on with our day, or we might wake up and feed the animals in our house and feed the children and make our tea and just find a way to kind of settle into our rhythm of the day, and then we might clean up and get ready. So Sun and Moon Mother invites us to just really notice, what are we doing regularly every day? So what is a cycle or a rhythm that's already happening? And does that cycle or rhythm support you? Or does it actually feel like it dysregulates or that in some way it doesn't support you? Now, there's no right or wrong answer to this. So for some people, getting up in the morning, rolling over and picking up your phone to see what's going on in the world can feel like you just immediately fall into the chaos of everything bigger than you. Or for some people, depending on what kind of things are in your social media feeds or what kind of apps you have on your phone, there might be a message, something uplifting or something centering or grounding for you there. So inherently rolling over to check your phone, it depends on what you're looking at and how it makes you feel. We might start to notice, like, what am I doing? Do I roll over and acknowledge my partner in the morning? Or do I roll over and see a sleeping child and give myself just a couple breaths to take in the beautiful parts? Or am I jumping out of bed the moment the alarm goes off to try to get all the things done? And then how do all those things feel? Like, sometimes those can feel like good things. Sometimes they can feel like disruptive things or things that create more tension. And so the invitation by Sun and Moon is to notice, what are you doing, especially at the beginnings and endings of your day, that are the anchors and set the foundations of how your day goes. And how are those working for you? And sometimes, so the gift or the gift of the Sun and Moon Mother is this attention to rhythm and cycle. Her strength is settling into it in a way that supports her day and supports her mothering tasks for the day. The struggle is when we're letting rhythms or cycles happen that are actually disruptive to the kind of day or the kind of interactions in the family that you want. And so, so we can take the way I would recommend working with this is to take the things that do work and build on those, commit to those, stand for those, expand those in ways that don't add more to your plate, but do add more of the stability and soothing and comfort. Right? So one of the struggles for Sun and Moon Mother is that when life gets unpredictable, sometimes those routines and the cycles collapse. And that's actually when we need them the most, because it's often in that disruption that it causes our internal systems to get disrupted, and we can re-regulate or connect to ourselves by following those rhythms and cycles. So one of the ways to know if Sun and Moon Mother for you is in her struggle or her strength is just reflecting on these. If she's in her struggle, then she might feel overwhelmed. She might feel mentally or emotionally exhausted. She might feel anxious. And in this case, we would want to address her struggles with her strengths. So one way to not only identify where you are is to also use that same mother's strength to reorganize or to reassess or reinstate something that feels better. So these are things that can help us manage our hearts and our minds. We can make sure that we're taking care of our bottom line with sleep and food and water. We can take things off the calendar that can wait, and we can minimize our to-do lists. So this would be, for me, the things I would consider if I was feeling an imbalance or I was feeling the struggle of the Sun and Moon Mother. So the Sun and Moon Mother ultimately then is about regulating ourselves so that we can be present for the needs of our children. So one of her deep lessons is that if we don't take care of ourselves first, then often we can't be of service to, in this case, since we're talking about mothering, to our children, right, to our families. And not just being present to them for their physical needs, so feeding them and all that kind of stuff, but also their needs for attention and presence and play. And so we'll talk about some of those things in the next video.